simple and yet profound system for understanding oneself, understanding creation, and it is, some say, the book of knowledge that comes to us straight from spirit and has been passed down for thousands and thousands of years through the oral tradition. Kabbalah, the word Kabbalah actually means to receive, or that which is received. And it in particular refers to being received from mouth to ear, right? So through the oral tradition. And it is about us being able to receive all the answers that we seek, receive answers to the questions that we have. Questions such as, who am I? What am I? Where do I come from? Some of the most essential questions that we could ask in life. Kabbalah helps us to gain that knowledge and that understanding, and through this process we come to know ourselves more fully. We come to understand the world that we live in, and we come to gain a deeper connection with that spiritual side of life and of the self. And it is the study of the self. Kabbalah works with what is called the tree of life, which is a glyph or a pattern that represents a map of the self, a map of creation, a map of understanding God, and it is a map that you can apply to just about anything because it's a universal pattern. And so Kabbalah is the study of understanding how our world, connects in with that pattern, and how we can, by knowing that pattern, how we can become co-creators of the process, become more masterful at the process of creation, and of really ultimately mastering ourselves. One of the things about Kabbalah is that while it is an ancient metaphysical system of thought and study, the words and the languaging of Kabbalah might be different from today's way of thinking about things or talking about things, but the concepts that are delivered in the Kabbalistic philosophy are very much aligned with what today's science is finally coming to understand about our universe and how it works. So as a scientist, I study Kabbalah, and I see that the Kabbalists had it all along. They have known the things that science is just now starting to prove, and the Kabbalists knew it for thousands of years. And so, for example, the creation story, according to Kabbalah, is almost verbatim the same as what our cosmologists today are talking about with the Big Bang and many, parallel universes and so forth. The Kabbalah is an intricate part of the Kabbalistic system is the balance between polarities, right? And this idea of fields of energy that flow between different charges or different polarities. And then there's also the idea that everything is a system, everything is interconnected. And in the Kabbalah, the main glyph that they really focus on, the tree of life, is a very intricate, interconnected pattern where various aspects of the self are all linked up to each other. So the body is a system, we are a system, Earth is a system. And then the other piece where Kabbalah really matches a lot of today's modern science is in this concept of, today they might call it the holographic model, where every part contains a reflection of the whole, sort of like a fractal. And in the Kabbalah, it's a similar thing. Every piece of that tree of life contains a whole nother tree of life within it. And so, once again, as a scientist, I say the Kabbalists had it all. And if we, as scientists, can then start to look at what else do the Kabbalists know that maybe can help guide some of our research and some of our theories, and we can help to use Kabbalah as a way to bridge the science and the spirituality again, bring them back together. So the Kabbalah is very spiritual, and yet it is, in and of itself, it is not a religion, it is not a dogma. It is a system of philosophical thought and study that can be related to or connected to any faith, any religion, because really the Kabbalah is the study of universal truth or universal patterns. And the Jewish mystic branch of Kabbalah has been most well known. You know, that is the most well-known version of Kabbalah in the West. However, it's not just a Jewish faith. You know, there are many Gnostics, Christians, who also study Kabbalah and use it as a way to come more fully into embodying that spiritual essence and emulating the Christ. There are Sufis and Arabic versions of Kabbalah. There is the Kabbalah that we call the mystical Kabbalah, which is more a system of magic and occult studies, which occult means hidden, you know, studying hidden knowledge. So the way that we work with Kabbalah is in a universal sense. It is not tied to any one religion. It is not dogmatic. It is about just understanding the self, using it as a map for reflecting upon who am I and what is my purpose here. And then also understanding how does energy flow from the higher planes of creation down into the physical. And through that, then if I can understand that and learn various tools for harnessing that energy, then I can take that energy and more actively participate in this process of creation on the planet to fulfill my life purpose and to manifest my full potential.